Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Human Empowerment Experience. And I'm here with the one and only RKC certified kettlebell trainer, David Hills.
I'm mostly here this morning.
Right. We're
Partially
laughing.
here this morning.
We're laughing because it's been just an interesting Monday morning. You know how some mornings you
Couldn't find my power cord.
So here's the subject that we're talking about this morning. It's actually pretty fitting. It's about anger.
Well, I wasn't angry.
No, you weren't angry.
Definitely
But
not.
it was heading towards that
Definitely
way.
not happy.
But here's what I want to talk about. There are a few human emotions that are normal and natural that we consider bad. You know, and you hear about them. Anger is one of them. Oh, you shouldn't be angry. You've got to get that anger. Yeah, don't ever be angry. Always be happy. Well, emotions like anger, shame, those types of things that we have been conditioned to think are bad are actually motivating emotions in some way. So the emotion itself isn't bad. It's how we react to it that can cause some problems, right? So anger sometimes helps motivate you to make changes in your life. If you've got a little bit of anger about a social injustice or something that's happening in your life, it motivates you to maybe make some good changes. Yeah. When we react to our anger, and we use violence or we hold that anger in, that's where the anger becomes a negative emotion. So it's really about changing your mindset about things like shame and anger, all those things, because they're really not bad in itself. They're just normal human emotions. The negative part of the thing that's detrimental to humans is how we react to anger and those things that we've been conditioned to think are bad and that we should never feel them. That is totally wrong. Of course, we're going to feel some anger over some things, but how you manage your anger is another whole thing. So it's a good thing to take a look at that. Did you want to say something?
So for instance, if you're driving and you're not angry at the other cars and shouting at them, you're just not paying attention. That doesn't mean you should start ramming the cars.
Well, and it's not really about shouting either. It's about maybe if you're taking a certain way every morning and there's a roadblock there every morning and you're angry because you're late, maybe you can find another way to work. You make changes. It doesn't mean you go after somebody else or use violence or yell or scream. You may want to do that, but I'm just saying that you can use your anger in a productive way to make some changes in your life. If somebody betrayed you, if you have in your life and you're angry about it, maybe it's time for some changes about that particular person or about your exposure to that person. Is basically what I'm talking about. Okay. It's a fitting subject this morning because David couldn't find his power cord to his computer, and we have a pretty small place. It's got to be somewhere in here, right? And gosh, we looked everywhere and things were starting to get heated up. He wasn't angry, but it was just, I think, more frustration than anything. But we can laugh about it now because we actually found it all curled up where it was really pretty much supposed to be. So anyway, that's how our Monday morning is going. But we're going to change that. We've made it through that challenge. And there's always challenges in life. So next is, I guess it's time to work out some of that anger, right? Some of that frustration and that feeling. But let me know what you think about, are we keeping you up?
No, I'm fine.
Oh my goodness. Let us know what your anger triggers are. There are some things that trigger our anger, like as David said, driving and having somebody either on your tail or somebody, I don't know. There's all kinds of things that happen when you're driving. But we do have
very
anger.
Creative.
We do have anger triggers that we can also try to manage as well. It doesn't mean you're never going to feel angry. We all feel angry. It's a human emotion. So get that out of your head. It's just about how we manage it and how we react to it. All right. Having said that, I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning at 6 a.m. I did want to give a personal shout out to my friend, Barbara Morissette, who I get a chance to see. I've known her since I was a kid. I used to babysit for her, and I'm really good friends with her sister. And she used to be a kettlebell teacher. Mm-hmm. And I got to see her in person yesterday. So it was very good to get a COVID hug, a real hug from a real person. Wow, that was fantastic. But anyway, I just want to give a shout out to her. She's amazing. She's older than I am, and she works at 2 gyms and is a consistent, healthy workout person. And I just love her dearly. All right, what are we going to be working on today?
I was thinking we were going to do some kettlebell today.
Oh, good idea. What about you guys? You think that's a good idea?
Have the kettlebell ready.
And
let's get warmed up a bit.
Yeah, let's get warmed up.
Let's start out nice and slow. Let's start with our head.
Okay. Let's get the neck.
Out of the way.
And you just want to be gentle, and because this is just a warm-up. We're not cranking our head around. I hope everybody had a good weekend. It went by fast, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
We had a good and busy weekend as well.
Ear to shoulder.
Had a chance to go visit my mom yesterday and have dinner with my mom and my aunt, and that was just great. She is doing well.
Roll your shoulders back.
We live in a cold state,
and
so it's starting to get chilly, and the leaves are all changing. So if you've never been to a state where the leaves change in the fall, you need to come
now
visit.
One forward and one back.
Wow.
Yeah, you can do it. Okay. Your hips. Rotate. It can be done.
Oh my goodness. Well, at least we always have fun here. First thing in the morning, 6 a.m.
Out of the way.
And we don't always get up this early, but when we do, it's usually pretty comical. I love this. What's my saying every time we do this one?
Use it or lose it.
Right. You don't move it, you lose it. And really, for the hip and knee joints, all of your joints actually have to be. Yeah, you have to move them. If you sit at a desk or if you work at home and you're sitting a lot like I am, you need to get up and move around, even during the day. So even though we're doing this workout in the morning, you still need to keep your body moving during the day. This is one of my favorites, and we're just loosening up our shoulders, dropping them down, pinkies to the floor and to the back of the room, and you're shaking water off your hands. If you still haven't tried this one, you need to get up right now and try this. This is so good. And heart openers. So we now can only move your arms back as far as they can go. We're not overexerting here. We're just getting warmed up, getting the cells going. And as we open our arms, what are we grateful for this morning? I'm grateful for a roof over my head.
Having arms.
Having arms. That's a good thing to be grateful for. Waking up. Having food. Having a job, a career. Having someone. And then we're doing our props. Wow, I feel pretty warmed up now.
We did everything backwards.
I like that. Kind of a little bit different. We can dance around a little bit. Just get warmed up. All right. Well, let's see what we have. I'm going to take my jacket off because I am Actually, get really warmed up. And we have Jackie. Hey, Jackie. And we have Owen. And we have, I don't know who that is on Instagram. Bargu163. Go ahead and type your name in there so we can know what to call you. Good morning, Jackie. Hope you had a great weekend. This is going on. We went to a camp together for a week. A great time.
Okay.
My mom's doing very well.
She's doing excellent.
Yeah, she's doing really good. She brought some food and had a nice meal.
All right. Kettlebell between your feet. Point your feet slightly out or straight ahead.
Should I use my heavier one?
Sure. Fold here at the hips. Your knees stay still. Seat your shoulders. Grab the kettlebell. Drive into the heels. Push your hips forward.
So this one, you're keeping your back straight and your shoulders seated and your butt goes out the back. And then as you come up, you pull forward and squeeze your gluteus maximus. Your legs are engaged as well as shoulders seated.
All right, now we're going to do 20 swings. Here we go. Same motion, different timing.
When using our hips, we're not really, you use your arms a little bit, but it's mostly generated from the hips. And the pelvis, and the gluteus.
And set it there.
That was 20.
I think so.
Wow, that was quick.
All right, bring it back up. Go around the body.
What do you call this one anyway?
Orbits.
Okay. This one really works the core. You have to stabilize your core muscles in order to
Other way.
get it around your body, specifically at this weight, especially at this weight. And your toes, your feet are gripping the ground. You've got a solid base on the ground.
Bring it to one side. Hand at your shoulder. These are stalls. You're going to bring it up and stall the kettlebell at your shoulder. Press it overhead. Return.
And this one looks like, I'm just using my arm, but I'm actually using my hips to drive the kettlebell up to my other hand. And then using them again.
Change hands.
To bring the kettlebell overhead.
Set it down.
Ooh, that really got us warmed up. Let's see if we've added anybody to the crew. Same folks.
I can't see who's on Facebook.
I know, it doesn't show on yours.
Okay. All right. Reaching down, grab the kettlebell by the horns. Bring it up in front of your face. Halos. Way around. Here we go.
We're stabilizing our arms.
2, 3, Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it to the bottom. Keep your grip the way it is. Start bringing it back and forth. Now all the way around your head and down. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the other way.
These are hard.
2, 3, 4, 5. Set it down. That's a heavy weight.
Yes, it is. I didn't know we were going to be doing that.
All right. We're going to do our rotations with the kettlebell in both the rack position, regular rack, and handstand. So you might want to.
Now, when I grab this, let's review that
Yes. When you grab the kettlebell,
for the handstand.
you're going to grab it so that your pinky is towards the middle of the handle. Don't grip it in the middle. Definitely don't grip it thumb to the middle. Pinky to the middle.
You're reaching way over to, if you're picking it up with your left hand, you're reaching your right hand on the kettlebell over to the right.
Correct. And the reason why is because the forearm has 2 bones. One of those bones, the ulna, attaches at the elbow. And it comes up and terminates just under the pinky. It's the bone that stays still. The radius radiates around the pinky. Because the ulna is attached at the elbow, it is the load-bearing part of your forearm. So, if the pinky is in the middle of the handle, the ulna at its termination point is at the middle of the kettlebell. So it is on its center of gravity, and then you rotate around it. Now, that's in the handle stand. When you have it in the rack position, you rotate around the pinky and the ball rotates around. When you have it in handle stand, you rotate around its center of gravity. Both times, the pinky must be to the middle of the handle for it to be successful. So, starting pinky to the middle of the handle, swing the kettlebell to the rack position. Now look at the top of your pinky knuckle.
Okay.
Make it stay still. Put your other hand under your elbow. Now focus on that point. You can even stick your pinky in the air. Make it the axis of rotation. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Swing and change hands. Check to see that your pinky is into the middle of the handle. And 1, 2,
I think it's not in the middle of the handle. There it is.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change hands. Bring it to handle stand. So now the ball is up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, And you have to grip with your toes. You have to grip with your stomach. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring it down.
That's not easy.
No.
That is not an easy one. It's about that, but look at it, just
About balance.
really is works those muscles there. But it is about balancing. A little bit of strength because you have to hold it up there, but mostly it's about balance on that one.
Okay. We're going to do our lunges from a rack, stepping with the opposite leg. Here's the work. We step forward, knee almost to the ground, and then all in one motion, step back, knee almost to the ground. That's 1. We'll do 5 on each side.
Which side are you doing first?
I'm putting the kettlebell in my left hand, which means I'm stepping with my right leg. Make sure you have room both behind you and in front of you. Stepping with the opposite leg now. Forward. 1. And back. Again. 2. 3. 4. Up. Wide. Change hands. Bring your feet back to narrow. Stepping with the opposite leg. 1. 2. 3. 4. Set it down.
I use the heavier one, so
Yeah.
it's a little challenging.
Indeed. Nicely done.
The other thing I notice that I do sometimes is make sure you're breathing on that. When I tend to do something a little harder, a little more challenging, a lot of times I will inadvertently breath. So make sure you check that because you need to be breathing while you're doing this. I think I held my breath in a few of those.
Awesome. All right, very nice. So we're going to go to the long cycle. Swing to the rack and press. Now, you might be tempted to do the press without using your hips because you're thinking, kettlebell's not very heavy. I can do it with my arm. Don't kid yourself. The point of this stuff is work capacity. It's not, oh, well, even though it's harder, I can do it with a slow press. I'm going to do it that way. Don't. Do it with your hips so that you can do 100 of them. Save your energy. Don't expend your energy. That's the key. Make each exercise as easy as possible so that on the other end, you'll still be able to go. I mean, back when these things came into popularity 300 years ago, nobody cared what you looked like in the mirror. Your value had to do with your capacity to work. If you could outwork your neighbor, you were more valuable of a human being to your community. It's as simple as that. This is about work capacity, or really, if you're a martial artist, this stuff is key because it allows you to get stronger without getting bigger. It means you can fight. You can basically end up punching above your weight class.
Yeah.
If any of that means anything to any of you guys, okay.
Or gals.
Or gals, that's right. I know plenty of female fighters. Okay, here we go. Long cycle. Swing to the rack and press. Bring your kettlebell up. Swing to the rack. Use your hips. Press. Return. Swing. And 2. Swing. 5 more. Changing. 1. 6. 4 more. 1. Set it down.
How much is that one?
26 and a half.
That was my heavy one.
Now listen, the difference between making it easy and making it difficult is subtle. When you're doing these, and I noticed this a little bit on yours, and that's just a matter of time. You have to dial this in. And what I mean is this. If the kettlebell goes way out here and comes back, it has to travel a lot further distance than if I did this, bringing it straight up in front of me.
Can you turn it on the other way so they can see your shoulder? You know how
The other
facing,
side.
yeah, face there you go.
So watch the bell. Don't go out here and bring it in and then throw it out there to go out. Let it drop. It wants to go straight down. Let it go straight down. Fold your hip back as you do it, and it goes down and straight up.
So I was making it harder on myself?
Yes, because of the travel out there.
Yeah.
And then pushing it out there. Don't throw it out there.
On this particular,
right?
Yeah.
On any of them.
Yeah. Well,
you never want to throw it out there.
And I think the reasons that I do that, this is the first time I've done that with this heavy weight. So.
Well, it's just one of those things where these are small details. In the beginning, you want to work on other things, getting the power dynamic right, not crashing into yourself and bruising yourself up, those things. But eventually, you're going to work on the finer and finer details of it so that you don't bend your wrist while you're racking the kettlebell. You learn how to keep your wrist straight, which incidentally is called a shovel hook in boxing, right? These little things are really important. When you go to press the kettlebell overhead, you don't want to go down very far. You want to go back. Watch how far my hand drops. Not here, here, right? And those little details will fix your form, making the exercise easier, which effectively makes you stronger. It doesn't matter if you can do more because of doing it better or doing it because you have bigger muscles. In either case, you can do more, therefore you're stronger.
Can we do those again tomorrow?
We can.
And I'll use the same weight and make sure, I'll have you take a look at my form.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want to do this wrong either.
No,
it doesn't do.
But everybody does it wrong in the beginning. You don't know you're doing it wrong until you've done it enough to where you can start to feel, oh, that's what you mean.
Having said that, if you're doing these and you want to have David critique your form, video it and send it to us. You find us on Facebook, and he will take a look at it and let you know how you can improve your form so that you're getting better, and not getting injured, and you're moving forward.
All right, we are done.
Fantastic workout for a Sunday morning.
Fun day. Oh my goodness.
Monday. Definitely been interesting and fun. David, and Zahir, David is our photographer. We need to get some photos, David. He just lives so far away. I moved an hour away from him. He was in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And it was a long way when I lived in Waterboro, and then I moved to Lisbon, which is either further north. And so it's hard to get together, and then was COVID and everything. But we would like to get some photos done.
Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
All right. Well, we are being with us and working out. Come on, guys, get up off your couch and get you some kettlebells and work out. Longevity. And you will get ready for your entire day. Thank you for being here with us. Sending you love, peace, joy, and happiness. And sending some special healing energies to those who are suffering in the world today, in the hopes that they will find some peace in their lives. And we love you, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.